Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I know y'all doing great. Everybody's coming back from a long holiday. I hope y'all had a great holiday. So the Fork Risk Killing is here giving you your Monday, 7 July 2025 update. And I wanted to do this update live so more people can join the conversation. People probably like getting off work now if you do the 9 to 5 thingy or if you're actually hanging out at the crib. But I just wanted to kind of let y'all know that today is probably one of those days where you can be doing a lot of things, right? But I appreciate you joining this live. When you join this live, do me a quick favor. Tap the like button. You can tap my nose and share the live, okay? When you share it, it's going to allow more people to come so we can have a conversation about certain topics that are of interest right now. A lot of people are talking about this topic, so what I wanted to do is just do a quick overview update on these topics that people are really concerned about in some respect. But in other respects, some people are thinking, hey, look, there's things that we can be doing right now that we're not doing, which if you really think about it, is not conducive to a better understanding of the situation, right? So what do I mean by that? A lot of people are going through some growing pains right now. They don't feel like anybody's on their side. Again, remember, do me a quick favor, smash the like button, share this live so more people can come and can have these conversations, because these conversations are necessary to be had. Okay. Obviously, everybody's heard about the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, right? If you've never heard about it, you must be on cloud 9 or you are under a rock. And why am I talking about this One Big Beautiful Bill Act? Hashtag OBBBA. Well, the reason I'm talking about this is people are really interested in this bill right now. They want to know exactly how it's going to help them in the long run, how it's also going to help them in the short run. But the reason it's very important is there's a lot of people that's sitting around right now and thinking to themselves, is now a good time to stop working and retire? I don't know if you're in that camp, but if you think now is a good time to stop working and retire because you don't think you're going to be able to get some of the benefits of the possibly, hey, what's going on? Coal 5's law high. If you think now it's time to just go ahead and hang it up and retire, type me in the chat. If you're on the other hand, you think you're probably going to work again for another like 2 to 5 years before you hang it up, type me in the chat. The reason that's important is you need to start weighing exactly what your options are going to look like. Where are you from? Well, where am I from? I'm in Florida. You like Florida? Everybody say bro look alike. People say I look like Dr. Dre, but do I look like Dr. Dre? I don't know, man. But anyway, but I appreciate you guys joining my live. Again, like I said, do me one quick favor. Tap my nose, share. In fact, let me share right now and get more people involved, okay? Because I need more people to join this live right now. This live, I can get the party going. Let's get this party started right. Set it up on the left. Yo, set it up on the right. Yo, set it up. Come on, let's set it up. All right. Can this light change? I know it's like rush hour, people coming back from the 9 to 5, you know, it's gonna hold it even longer. Okay, good, it just changed. All right, so the other thing I wanted to talk about besides the OBBBA, okay, which is becoming a hot topic right now, is I want to talk about what it takes to kind of manifest things, okay? You're looking like Hollywood. Yeah, I am Hollywood. Can you see this car? Look at this exotic car that I'm driving. I'm Hollywood. And people looking at me and trying to figure me out and stuff. So what the hell is this guy up to? I don't know, you know. But anyway, yeah, so enough of the Hollywood stuff. I want to give you guys a secret sauce to manifesting what it is that you want to manifest, okay? Like, for example, you can manifest anything you want. You just have to be willing and able to say, I'm going to do it, okay? I'm going to do it. But there are 3 steps to manifesting anything you want to manifest, okay? Again, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about, like, you can really create what it is that you want to create out of thin air. A lot of people don't believe that stuff, but I want you to believe it. You probably already believe it, but people don't believe a lot of things. They just kind of like hold themselves hostage. They don't understand that they are so powerful. You're a powerful being, and the reason I think you're a powerful being is because some of the things I want to tell you, I'm already doing, okay? And I'm not any different than you. You feel me? I'm not any different than you. If you're ready now to understand exactly what I'm about to tell you, type me in the chat. I'm gonna need you to participate. Okay, give me a thumbs up too if you haven't already done so. Type me in the chat right now. Let me, so I can start talking about the exact step-by-step process that I've used to manifest whatever it is that I want to manifest. Okay. And oh, by the way, if you think you're still worried about what's gonna happen to this OBBBA, say it with me. OBBBA. One more time. OBBBA. All right, y'all. I'm not supposed to be clapping that hard because my I have arthritis. My hands kind of hard. They hurt, you know. But I'm trying to just clap for y'all so you can have a little fun. But anyway, back to what I was saying about manifestation, right? So the first thing you got to do when it comes to manifestation, you got to say it out loud what it is that you want, like what you want to manifest, okay? But you got to put it in a sentence. For example, by the end of this month, I want to manifest $100,000 so I can utilize this to help people that are less fortunate. See that? It's very specific, and I've said the amount and when and what I'm going to use it for, the purpose, okay? So try that with anything that you want to manifest, okay? So you got to say it, and you got to have a purpose, and you has a time limit, and that way you're going to be focused. You're not going to know it though, but because we're powerful beings, once you say that stuff, your entire body and system is going to be primed and ready to do exactly that. I have no idea about this actor, but I watched the movie Men in Black. Well, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Will Smith. That's who you're talking about. I don't think I look like Will Smith. Come on now. Most people think I look like Dr. Dre. But if you're telling me I look like Will Smith, or are you saying that I look like one of them aliens? Do I look like one of them 12-foot aliens in Men in Black? Is that what you're saying? You funny. You funny, dude. But anyway, I don't care what I look like. And I can look like Beavis and Butthead. Y'all heard about Beavis and Butthead way back when? You know how Beavis and Butthead would be sitting around, they'd be making fun of like other videos and stuff, right? Okay, anyway, enough of that. But in all seriousness, like I said, manifestation is gotta be specific. You gotta say it with a sense of purpose, and you gotta put a time limit to it. Because when you do that, your entire being is gonna be primed to achieve what you just manifested. Okay? Do me one quick favor. If you want to go a little bit deeper about manifestation, go ahead and DM me. Put a DM somewhere in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to do a one-on-one coaching. But in the interim, there are certain books that I've written, and I'm gonna be leaving the links to some of these books in the description below. Click those links and tap into those books, okay? Because they're gonna be very helpful when it comes to some of the about, because you can't just learn this anywhere. But for those that are interested in manifesting resources, okay, I have specific step-by-step processes in the form of ebooks that you're going to be able to leverage to get after that. Okay, so that's about manifestation. But the other part of it that most people are not thinking about is the fact that I haven't said what you project out. Then you got to make a list, and when you're making this list, you got to be specific. So the list has got to be nested. Okay, hope you become a big content creator. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, Ace Erwin. I hope so too. As a matter of fact, I kind of like YouTube. You know why? YouTube is probably the only channel that practices what they preach. What do I mean by that? YouTube is transparent, okay? The only part about YouTube that may not be transparent is sometimes with the shopping affiliate stuff. But other than that, YouTube is probably the best content platform for creators, okay? So I appreciate you confiding in me and hoping that I become a star. I'm a star. I want to be a star, a content creator star on YouTube. How about that? Okay, thanks. All right, so we've talked about OBBA, right? Is that how I said it? OBBA. Yeah, that's what. Oh my arthritis! Ah, my arthritis. Anyway, but I wanted y'all to just think about the fact that you're powerful beings, right? In spite of the fact that there's gonna be A lot of cuts. There's gonna be a lot of cuts. Do you think body count matters when choosing a wife? That's a tough one. But let me give you an advice. The best way to choose a wife is to be attracted to that wife. Okay, if you're not attracted to a woman, it doesn't matter if they have 1 body count or 0 body count. It don't matter. But let me tell you something. When you're attracted to a woman, you don't think about all the other stuff. Okay. So if you've never felt attracted to a woman before, you need to go back and try to figure it out. Okay, because if you start looking at superfluous, how do we say it? Superfluous, okay, like superficial stuff, or arbitrary numbers that people assign to stuff, and you think that's really what's going to make or break your life decision. Because remember, you're making a long-term life decision, and the reason I'm saying that right now is a lot of people think, they think like marriage is something that you can switch boyfriends and girlfriends and do whatever the hell you want. No, that's a long-term commitment. Okay, when you actually peel back the onion in terms of what marriage is supposed to be, it's partnership, right? Companionship, friendship, doing things together, right? But if you're not attracted to your potential partner, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That's the only 2 cents I can give you, right? So don't worry about what people are saying. Oh, body count this, body count this. Let me tell you something. If you're attracted to somebody, then you get to know them, right? You get to know their traits, okay? If they happen to share with you what their body count is, I don't think that should really prevent you from ultimately figuring out what you want to do. Because before people become, or before they tie the knot or whatever, they're gonna experiment. They're gonna be out there partying it up, like and doing what they gotta do, right? Yeah, but the biggest piece though is make sure that you're safe, right? In other words, like, I would recommend go get a test or something, right? So just to make sure that you're getting into it from a mutual understanding, and you have health concerns put in place, and whatnot. All right, does that make sense? Okay, appreciate. I hope that helped you. All right, who else is this? Do you think? Oh, I already answered that question. All right, okay. You're from India. Okay, yeah, India is an awesome country. Has a lot of population, as a matter of fact. Is it the most populated, or is China still the most populated? Maybe it's the second. I don't know. But back to what I was saying. Since you're from India, you probably understand about manifestation and whatnot, right? You understand how impactful that could be in terms of understanding the aura that you can project, and how that could touch whatever it is you're looking to do, right? So in terms of the manifestation I was talking about how not only do you project what you want, have a time limit and have a purpose with it, but I was talking about how you can actually make a list, okay? Make a list. And the list that you're making has to be nested with your original plan that you profess, right? Okay, when I say you profess, that means you put it out. Okay, let's see, what else did you say? Oh yeah, I already answered that. But do me a quick favor. I'm not seeing a lot of likes here now. I need to see a lot of likes on this live. Okay, I need to see a lot of likes. Again, you can tap my nose, share the like. I don't care what you do. All right, share the live. But remember, the links to grab some of the books that I was talking about are somewhere in the description of this video below. Tap them links and grab those books. I'm telling you, they're gonna help you. And when I'm done with this live, I'm also gonna put a link so you can buy me coffee. As a matter of fact, there might be a link up there somewhere, because they're there, where you can actually help me by donating, so I can continue to podcast and bring you some exciting content, right? And oh, by the way, least I forget, you can also join this channel. When you join this channel, it's gonna give you access to exclusive, never before released videos before I put them out. Okay, not only that, you're also gonna get access to my exclusive merch. Okay, because I've been curating some merch right now based off of topics that are either happening or things that I'm seeing. So you're gonna get access to those merch. But that's not all. I'm also gonna be giving you a shout out during my lives, right? So like right now, I know S Sangram Vlogs from India. What's going on? I'll give you a shout out like that. Okay, Redal Scunford, I'll give you a shout out like that, right? Who else? I think yeah. So many people here like Ace Irwin, I'll give you a shout out, So that's what I was talking about. So when you join this channel, and the link to join the channel is somewhere in the description below. When you join this channel, I'm gonna be kind of helping you, and we're gonna work together in terms of the online coaching. And I'm also gonna invite you to be part of what I call my hashtag Freedom of Financial. Okay, the Freedom of Financial podcast and the corresponding resources are designed to help people level up with themselves that are quite not sure what they want to do in life. Okay, but I think once you get your financial services in order, you're gonna be well postured to materialize exactly what I was talking about. Okay, so but you gotta be able to understand exactly why that's important. Okay, when you understand why that's important, it will give you more access to the resources that you need to live your life the way you want it. Okay, so that's what I wanted to come online here and talk to you guys about. But if you have any specific questions besides the ones I've already answered, go ahead and leave it somewhere in the chat. Okay, the chat is open. Do that for me right now, because when I get some of your questions answered, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm helping you guys out. Okay, what else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, okay, of course I'm going to talk about cars. Okay, so let me tell you what, guys, about this car that I saw. I just happened to stumble upon this car. It's called a Cadillac CT4. It's a limited edition Blackbird. Apparently they said they only made like 50 of them. They had a French name for them. They said like Petit Poteau or something like that. I guess Petit, that means small, limited production. I guess that's what that means. They're like Petit. I remember taking French one time. I knew Petit means small. So it's limited edition, okay? But I was gonna ask you guys about it, right? So the MSRP for this particular car was, if I can find it right now, the MSRP was like, I think like $62,000. But then when you added all the options, it came out to about $92,000. But the thing that got me the most is when I went to the dealership just to look at it, they were like, okay, there's something called an Advantage plan. That was an additional $25,000 that they added. But when you peel back the onion to look at exactly what it is they were offering you from this additional plan, it wasn't that much. They were just going to offer you, like, they were, going to do the wheels and scratches and, like basic stuff. Okay. Is that really worth $25,000? That's what I don't understand. And the other piece that I had grave concern about, particularly in terms of the pricing of this car, was that it only had like 300 and something horsepower, and it's a 4-cylinder engine. Is that really worth northwards of $118,000? I don't know. I don't know why people would spend that much money on something like that. But I wanted to get you guys to hear me out about that and tell me exactly what you think. Do you think cars are overpriced these days? Are you able to even afford a car these days? Because when you look at the monthly payments on some of these cars, they're just like, they're insane. And I don't understand exactly why they think they'll be making cars this super expensive, so I wanted to see exactly what your thoughts are on that, right? Do you think the days for basically going to a dealership and getting a car are over? If you think cars are overpriced, type yes somewhere in the chat. If you think it's about right, type no in the chat. But I'm going to be gauging some of these things as we progress, because again, I just think it's kind of odd that you will go to try to like car shop and people are willing to charge you an additional $25,000 above and beyond what the package is from the manufacturer. I was just shocked when I looked at it. I'm like, $25,000, and it was branded as Advantage package. So if you don't answer questions, you would think that comes standard in addition to the other options. So I just thought, wow. So even if a car is limited production, but there was really nothing unique about that car that made it out the gate $92,000. You know what I mean? So I just don't. it rubbed me the wrong way, put it that way. So, but anyway, I wanted to know your thoughts about that. Are cars like overpriced right now? If they are, what are we gonna do about it? If you think cars are overpriced, type yes in the chat. If on the other hand you think they're about right, just type no. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about right now. But I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna look some of your questions. I'm gonna answer them. And if you ready to level up with me, consider joining the Fork Reskilling channel right here. And when you join, I already told you what you're gonna get: exclusive access to my never before released videos. You're also gonna get access to my merch, like my curated merch, just for your pleasure. And I'm gonna give you shout outs through my life. Okay, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll chat with you later. Take care, guys.